Hello and welcome inside Platt Arena as today the 21st ranked Huntington University Foresters take on the Mount Vernon Nazarene University Cougars. Hi folks, I'm Victor McCarty alongside my partner in crime, Logan Hunt. First off, Logan, how you doing today? It's a bit warmer today, that's always nice. Semester's almost over, that's nice as well. But also, how do you think today's matchup is going to fare?
Well, I'm having a fantastic day. Like you said, classes are all over. We just have some exams coming up. It's been a great first semester so far for us students and for the Foresters as a team. But I believe that today's matchup will be a very intriguing one. Huntington University Foresters have never lost to the Mount Vernon Nazarene Cougars since 2011 when Mount Vernon joined the Crossroads League. So you know Mount Vernon's going to come out hungry. It's going to be an interesting matchup to see if Huntington can bounce back from their earlier loss.
They did indeed. Foresters did indeed lose this past week on Tuesday against Spring Arbor. So they're 1-1 in the conference now, as well as the Cougars who are 1-1. And the Cougars, they beat the team that the Foresters first beat, the Marion University Knights, this past Tuesday. So both squads have a win against the Knights. So it'll be interesting to see how these two fare against each other. Right now, the Cougars, they are ranked 5th in the nation in field goal percentage defensive-wise, 6th in three-point field goal percentage, and 7th in scoring defense per game. So this Cougar squad has a great defense, Logan.
You are correct. Coach Platt touched on this on his post-game interview, and he said that this team's very up-tempo. They like getting in your face. They're very physical, and we see that in the stats, how they force turnovers. They hold the opponent's field goal percentage very low. It's going to be a hard-fought match for the Foresters, and it'll be interesting to see how the Foresters come out. They're going to end up, pounding in the lane or taking more jumpers. It'll be interesting to see what Coach Platt has in store.
Well, we talked about the Crossroads League a little bit, so let's take a look at the Crossroads League standings now. In first place, we have the national champs, reigning national champs, number 1, I Will at 10-0 and 2-0 in the conference. They're always a tough competitor, Logan. And then we have 9th-ranked St. Francis at 10-1 and 6th-ranked Bethel at 10-1. Foresters and the Cougars right there in the middle at 9-2 and 8-2. So once again, this is a very important matchup for both squads today.
So it's a very pivotal Crossroads League matchup. You want to win as many Crossroads Leagues games as you can. The higher seed you get in that Crossroads League, the more important it can get. I can't stress that enough with how stacked this Crossroads League really is.
It is indeed, Logan. We just saw them on screen. I'd like to welcome the Whitley County Dazzlers. We'll see them at halftime. It's always nice seeing some fresh faces in the crowd. But yeah, Logan, we've said this is a very intense matchup today. Team-wise, for the Foresters, we have Derek Heinen at 18 points per game, and then Daniel Wall at 16 points per game. They're the two Columbia City natives that are usually explosive on offense for the Foresters.
Yeah, I totally agree. We're going to have a big game out of Derek Heinen and Dan Wool, not to mention Drew Benedict, who's going to have to really shoot the lights out from the three-point line. We're also probably going to see a bit more of Tyler Alt this game. We know he's been out with some sickness and illness there, but he should be back and ready to go. So expect to see Tyler Alt really come out with some senior leadership tonight.
It'll be nice seeing that senior on the court tonight, and we've talked about the Forester squad. Now let's get to know them.
Tyler Alt, senior, Carroll High School.
Derek Heinen, sophomore, V, Columbia City High School.
Devin Murder, freshman, Heritage Hills High School.
Trevor Lockwood, freshman, McCutcheon High School.
Kyle Platt, freshman, Huntington North High School.
Daniel Wool, sophomore, V, Columbia City High School.
Kai Fode, junior, Canterbury High School.
Austin Clark, freshman, Switzerland County High School.
Trevor Lucas, freshman, Brownsburg High School. Kyle Pivinger, sophomore, Tri-Village High School.
Drew Benedict, sophomore, Columbia City High School.
Alec Peterson, senior, Carmel High School.
Calvin Miller, sophomore, Huntington North High School.
We'll take a break here on FDN Sports for the national anthem and prayer and be right back for starting lineups.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity to gather for something that we all enjoy, watching two great teams play one another in a wonderful sport. We thank you for all those who have traveled here today, the safety that you've given them. We pray for safety as each one of them head home, particularly our guests today, Mount Vernon, Nazarene. And we just pray that you will keep us safe, bless each one of us, and help us to be a great gang. In your name, Jesus, we pray. Amen. Now introducing the starting lineups. This for the visitors from Mount Vernon, Nazarene, the Cougars. Starting at one guard is 6'3" senior.
Welcome back here on FDN Sports. Once again, I am Victor McCarty alongside Logan Hunt. We will be on call for you today. Now let's look at the starting lineups for the Mount Vernon Nazarene University Cougars. Number 1, Martell Medley, senior at guard. Number 21, also at guard, Josh Haswell, sophomore. Forward, number 24, Eric Robbie, junior. Center, number 33, Jordy Moss, freshman. And at forward, rounding out the lineup, number 42, Brian Reddick, senior. Who stands out to you in this lineup, Logan?
Well, it has to be Martell Medley. He's leading the team in points, getting 15 a game. Martell Medley, it seems to be the key guy for the Cougars. Now we have the Huntington University Forster lineup. It will be the senior, number 10, Tyler Alt. The sophomore, number 34, Kyle Pippinger. The freshman, number 44, Austin Clark. And the sophomore, number 45, Dan Wool. And also the sophomore guard, the general, as we like to call him, number 2, Derek Heinen. Victor, who stands out in this starting lineup for you?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, Logan, Daniel Wall and the general, Derek Heinen. They usually are the ones who start things up for offensive side of the ball. But I am loving seeing the senior, Tyler Alt, back in the starting lineup. And then also Austin Clark, the freshman. He is a very pronounced defensive presence on the floor for the Foresters.
It's a very good way of putting it, seeing Austin Clark out there. Defensive presence. We know that he grabs those boards. Always doing a great job with that. As we are about ready to get things tipped off, it'll be the senior, the 6'6" forward, Brian Reddick, going against the sophomore, Dan Wool.
I think this will be a great game today, Logan.
Reddick and Wool ready to go. And it'll be Reddick winning the tip, and the Cougars will start out with the ball. Medley will bring it up. Gonna pick up a screen, roll right side. Get it back up top to Roby. Roby to Ashwell, down low. Pass out to Medley for 3, and that's good from the wing.
A good start for the Cougars.
As we see the full court press coming into play, Force is gonna have to try to break this. This is gonna be that up-tempo defense that Coach Platt talked about, Victor.
The Foresters have seen the full court press all year, so they have had a lot of offensive troubles because of the defensive side. But we'll see how they match up today against this Cougar squad.
Clark going down low, dish out to Alt in the corner, out to Heinen. Heinen takes the long three and off the front iron, no good. Medley will bring it up. Gonna find Roby back over to Medley. Medley holding things up, getting the offense set up. Passing the ball all around. Reddick with it over to Ashwell. Back to Medley. Medley looking down low, but Clark's there to deny. Stolen away by Alt now. Alt's going to go all the way up for two, and that's good.
And that is exactly why I believe Coach Flatt put his senior in the game today.
Ashwell with the ball. Pippinger on him. Dish out to Roby. Roby taking the mid-range. It's not there. Rebound goes to Wool. Wool gets it to Pippinger. Alt with the ball on the far side. Up top to Pippinger. Wool getting the pass down low to Heinen. Heinen's posting up Ashwell. Out to Wool for three. Off the mark. Clark keeping it alive, but Reddick coming up with the loose ball.
It was a good effort by the freshman. We don't often see Daniel Wall taking the three, so maybe we should have had a little bit more rebound on that possession.
Jordy Moss gonna get called for the offensive foul, using a little bit more than a push-off there. Interesting note, Jordy Moss, the 6'10 freshman, is from Barcelona, Spain, Victor.
It's always nice seeing some international play on the Forster court. We've seen plenty of that over this past year. So, again, welcome to the international.
Heinen draws the double team but gets it to Alt. Alt's going to get it up past half court. Wool passes it down low to Heinen. Heinen posting up. Medley puts it up and in for the hook.
And I think we're going to see a lot of that today, Logan, because of the defensive presence that the Cougars have outside of the three-point range. Fans not liking that, think that should have been an offensive call. But again, I think we're going to see a lot of the posting up, getting inside the paint today, because the Foresters recognize how good the Cougar defense is on the outside perimeter.
We see Pippinger with the ball up top to Heinen now. Heinen throw it out to Alt, down low to Pippinger. Pippinger out to Clark for the mid-range, and that drops.
That was a beautiful no-look pass by the sophomore Pippinger to the freshman Austin Clark.
Reddick with the ball, gets it out to Roby. Roby, step back Jay, and that's no good. Rebound goes to Clark. Heinen looking to push. Clark gets it to Alt. Alt looking down low to Wool. He'll get it to him. Wool sizing up his man. Out to Alt for the open two, and that's good. And we have a timeout early here by Mount Vernon Nazarene.
Well, the Cougars started off strong with a three, but Forster, just like that, 8 straight points coming back as the Cougars take their first time out of the game. What have you liked seeing out of the Foresters so far, Logan?
I really like how the Foresters have matched the intensity that Mount Vernon brought from the beginning. They didn't let the full court press get to them. When they got pushed, they would push back. And the Foresters have been doing a good job of really moving the ball around offensively and creating tough shots on the defensive end.
That's a great way to put it, Logan. When they were pushed, they pushed back, and I think that's what they lacked this past Tuesday night against Spring Arbor. So the Foresters definitely in the right state of mind today against the Cougars, because I tell you right now, Logan, they want to maintain that record of going undefeated against this Cougar squad.
You got to love that record, never losing to a team. Like I said, Forest looking to keep that. Ball going down to Lucas. Lucas came in for Moss on the last time out. He goes up for two. That's no good. Rebound to Pippinger. Heinen bringing up, gets it to Wool. Wool over to Pippinger. Pippinger driving in. They're going to dish it back out. Pippinger has it again now on the wing, up top to Wool. Wool swings it to Alt on the near side. Alt finds Heinen. Heinen over to Wool, dangerous pass, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Heinen finds it with it on the left wing. He'll drive in, go up for two. No good. Rebound goes to Lucas.
First miss by the sophomore.
Almost a missed pass there. Ashwell comes up with the ball. Starkinski has it. He'll dish it over to Reddick. Starkinski now posting up Heinen. He gets stuffed. Pass tipped by Wool. Recovered by Reddick. Reddick dish to Ashwell. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Ashwell setting up the play. Ashwell gets a screen. Picks up his dribble. Goes down low to Lucas. Lucas pulling up a mid-range. It's not there. Pippinger comes up with the loose ball. Stolen away, though, by Ashwell on the pass. And that's going to set up now the full court press by Mount Vernon.
Coach Platt not liking that from the sidelines, telling his sophomore to be more aware on the court.
Heinen getting up, picks up a nice screen from Wool. Wool gets it to all on the far side. Pass up top to Pippinger. Man-to-man defense being run by Mount Vernon. Pippinger almost getting stolen away. Alt taking the long three. It's not there. Clark hustling to the ball. Gets it into Alt. Alt goes up for two. It gets blocked. And on the rebound, Mount Vernon will get called for the travel. Turnover by the Cougars.
And we're going to take our first media timeout, Logan, here inside Platt Arena. Score now 8-5 with the Foresters in the lead. I think that travel call might have been a makeup call for the missed call on the block, so to speak. But again, I am loving what this Forester squad is doing right now, especially the freshman Austin Clark. His hustle on the court is tremendous right now, and we see Big Al come over to us right now. We're going to see him probably come into the game after the timeout for the freshman Austin Clark. But Logan, who stands out to you on the Cougar side of the ball? Who has really been taking control for the Cougars so far?
Well, I'd have to say it has been Brian Reddick. He's been the guy that's been settling things down for Mount Vernon. Even though he hasn't got on the board, he's the one that pulls everyone back out, gets the offense going. We saw Ashwell and Medley getting a little frustrated from the beginning, but Reddick's kind of pulled everything together. He's getting the passes down low to Roby, really setting up just smart offensive plays. And now it's just going to be Mount Vernon converting on their shots. They've had some good looks. They just haven't been able to convert, and that's been largely due in part by the defense of the Foresters.
Defensive by the Foresters has been great, but I think that is what the Cougars have to do as well. Just settle down and get back into the rhythm that they have done with the path through this season. Reminder that this media timeout was brought to you by Huntington and our friends here on campus, the newspaper outlet. Follow them on Twitter at Huntingtonian.
We get ready for the inbound. It will be Heinen inbounding from his own baseline. Like you said, Big Al Peterson enters the game for the Foresters. He comes in for Austin Clark. He's clocked in some valuable minutes, getting his first start. We see Alt with the ball out on the wing, finds Wool. Wool dish to Pippinger on the near side, and now we're going to have a foul called on Josh Ashwell. That'll be his first foul. Now we see some substitutions coming in for Mount Vernon.
I think they're trying to play the game of chess against Coach Platt now, as the Big Al is in. He's the tallest on the court at 6'10".
Heinen gets it. Pass down low to Alt. Alt goes up and in for the lefty layup, and that's good.
Welcome back, Tyler Alt.
Roby dishes over to Ashwell. Ashwell down low to Lucas. Back out to Ashwell. Ashwell pick and roll with Lucas. Gets blocked away by Wool. Heinen comes up with the loose ball.
I tell you what, Logan, right now this Forester squad is a completely different squad. I guess I just cursed them a bit with that turnover, but they are a completely different squad than what we have seen what we saw out of them this past Tuesday night, and that is a great thing for this Forester squad.
We see Kyle Platt coming in for Kyle Pippinger. It's the first time we've seen Platt tonight. Usually he's in the starting lineup. Good denial of the ball here by the Foresters. Moss with the ball down low on Peterson. He goes up with the hook. It's not there. Loose ball going out of bounds. And it will stay with Mount Vernon.
I see the cheerleaders' faces over there. They're getting into the action.
It will be Joey Schmitz inbounding. And it's tipped out of bounds by Peterson on the entry pass. Mount Vernon will keep the ball. This time it will be Henderson inbounding for the Cougars. And he gets that into Medley. Schmitz with the ball, gets it to Henderson up top. Henderson finds Roby. Roby out to Henderson for the baseline J, and that's in. Alt gets it to Heinen, and Heinen gets it to Wool past the timeline.
Full court press again by the Cougars. I think there's only one word to describe this matchup so far, Logan, and that is intense. A very intense that matchup so far.
Heinen dishes out to Wool. Wool driving in, and there'll be a foul call on Martell Medley. That'll be Medley's first foul and the team's third. We saw Medley again, the arm bar there on Wool. Just bigger man, couldn't defend him well. Alt gets the inbound. He'll find Heinen. Heinen looking for Peterson. Peterson gets the ball, and he'll be called for a travel.
That was a good job by number 1, Martell Medley, getting inside Peterson's ball control and just forcing him to take the travel.
12:33 remains. Huntington on top, 10-7. Medley gets it up to Roby. Anderson gets the pass. This is way up top to Schmitz. Over to Medley. Heinen on him. Medley penetrating, picks up his dribble. Dishes back out to Schmitz. He'll drive in. He gets it to Moss. Moss gets it right back. Medley with the ball up top. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Medley pump fakes, gets it to Roby. Roby takes the three. Fadeaway not there. Peterson coming up with the rebound. Heinen bringing it up. He'll get the play call from Coach Platt on the sideline. Heinen goes baseline J to Wool. Rolls around and in.
Shake, rattle, and roll. There's nothing wrong with that, Logan. A great J by the sophomore.
Medley going to Moss. Moss looking to post up Peterson. Sizing him up, driving in. And they're going to call a foul on Alec Peterson. And we'll have a few substitutions on both sides. Tyler Alt will take a seat along with Daniel Wool. In for them will be Pippinger and Clark.
Well-deserved rest for the senior Tyler Alt.
Reddick into the game. He does a step back on Clark. And that one rolls around and out. Peterson with the board. He gets it to Platt. Heinen finally getting the ball.
I tell you what, Logan, I'm liking how this game is being called so far. There's only 4 fouls in the game, as we see another one on the court now, but I'm liking how the refs are calling the game because they're not just making the calls and continuing on their game. They're actually going over to the coaches and explaining why that call is being distributed during the game. And that's what I like about certain refs, is that they just take the time to explain why they called what they did.
Like I said, there's another foul on the play. That one's on Moss. That's his second, so he'll have to exit. And for him comes Lucas. Pippinger finds Platt. Platt takes the three. Splish splash, Kyle Platt.
This crowd's loving that. The hometown hero and son of the coach, Kyle Platt.
It'll be Henderson getting it up top now to Ashwell. Ashwell gets it to Reddick. Reddick over to Medley. Medley picks up the screen from Lucas. He's looking to drive, goes up, and he will be fouled on his way up. So that'll be 2 shots coming for Medley. Is that foul going to go on Alec Peterson? That's his second.
Alec Peterson, that's his second. On the line, shooting properly, Martell Medley, shooting 2.
Medley going to get his first free throw attempts of the game. He's a 59% free throw shooting of the season, and he misses the first. We'll see Peterson take a seat. Dan Wool will come back in after his quick breather. Medley looking to convert on this second one. It's up, and that one's go through.
The interesting thing about Medley is that he has 22 steals so far on the season. That is a great number by any means, but he also, as you can see, his defensive presence just forced the walk by the Foresters. But another thing about Medley is that he has 28 turnovers as well. So you kind of have that yin and yang situation, the good and the bad. But I look for many great things out of him today by the Cougars.
Nice block there out of Austin Clark. Swatted that right out of the hands of Medley. And the Foresters get it going the other way. Pippinger gets to Wool. Wool swings it to Heinen on the near side. Heinen up top to Platt. Gets it to Wool. Wool on the perimeter. Finds Clark. Clark going down low to Heinen. Entry pass up, and Heinen misses the easy layup. And here come the Cougars. Medley driving in. He dished off to Lucas. Lucas up for two. It's no good. Heinen comes up with the board.
The ball just not wanting to go inside the net, as we see Kyle Platt hurt on the court right now. Looks like he got hit in the back of the neck.
Yeah, it looks like Platt just taking an elbow to the back of the net. So we'll see Tyler Alt come in for him real fast. And the Foresters...
Necessarily not a bad thing.
Yeah, exactly. With the way Tyler Alt's been playing tonight, I'd rather have him or Platt out on the court. Heinen has it up top. Picks up a screen from Clark. Heinen goes down low to Wool. Wool posting up Reddick, spin move, and that's up and in for two.
Interesting thing about Wool is that he saw his fellow Foresters open, but he decided to just take it in for himself. A good decision by the sophomore.
Medley has it here on the near side. Driving in, dish to Reddick, one more pass to Ashwell. Henderson has it now, up to Medley. And Mount Vernon gonna reset the offense. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Medley picks up a screen from Henderson. Spin move on Wool. Goes up for two, it's not there. Lucas getting the rebound. Scrap now as Clark hit it away, and Alt comes up with the rebound.
Again, the freshman, Austin Clark, I mean, he's showing why he got the start over senior Alec Peterson today.
Alt couldn't quite handle the pass from Wool. Turnover by the Foresters, a rare turnover from the Foresters. We'll see Medley taking a seat, and for him to come Joey Schmitz again. Ashwell brings it up. He finds Reddick. Wool meets him out on the perimeter. Ashwell goes down low to Lucas. Lucas back out to Ashwell. Schmitz takes the long three. That rims around and out. Rebound goes to Clark. Heinen brings it up, gets it to Clark. And reach-in foul gonna be called. This one will be on Patrick Lucas. That's his first foul.
Austin Clark has 4 rebounds already in the game. Let's see if he can make his way to a double-double.
Pippinger inbounds it to Wool. Wool gets it to Heinen. Man-to-man defense still out of Mount Vernon. Pippinger gets it down to Heinen. Heinen up and under move, and that's in for two. Derek Heinen with a nifty post move.
Josh Ashwell tried to defend Derek Heinen, but he was just sprung all about the court, and the general finding a way. And now another turnover by the Cougars. Coach Platt, as well as the Forest section, is loving what they're seeing out of their squad today.
Full court press out of Mount Vernon. This ball getting tipped out of bounds by Mount Vernon. And we have a media timeout now. The under 8 media timeout just getting there with 8 minutes remaining. Huntington on top, 19-8.
Well, this media timeout might help the Cougars once again, because when they took a timeout earlier, that helped them in the form of exactly what we said, settling down. That the Cougars prevented the Foresters from scoring for quite some time, and they were able to get some more points on the board, but then they just lost it as the Foresters regained their momentum. And so that's one thing the Cougars have to do right now is just, again, settle down, find their rhythm that they did out of the last time out, and they are easily still in this game.
Like you said, Mount Vernon's very easily in this game, especially with that full court press. They could force some turnovers and get themselves right back in if they can get some turnovers in the backcourt. But so far, the Foresters have just been red hot. They've been hitting just about everything they throw up, and they've seemed very composed for themselves. Very composed. We've seen out of Derek Heinen and Dan Wool really just taking leadership. Like you mentioned early in the pregame, those two have really taken over this Huntington University squad.
Media timeout brought to you by our counterparts in the Forester Digital Network, FDN News. Follow them on Twitter at FDN_news.
Coming out of the timeout, Foresters sticking with their same lineup of Clark, Wool, Pippinger, Heinen, and Alt. On the floor for Mount Vernon, it's Schmitz, Ashwell, Reddick, Roby, and Lucas. Pippinger going to inbound from the sideline. So he finds Heinen. Heinen immediately drawing the double team. Pippinger gets it to Alt. And Alt will slow things down. Gets it back up top to Heinen.
And that's the one problem when you do the full court press is that you're bound to leave at least one person open, leave a hole. The Foresters almost finding that hole.
Heinen with the up and under on Reddick. Got it up but couldn't quite convert. And Mount Vernon gets the rebound, and it'll be Schmitz bringing it up. Ashwell going to start running the offense. Gets it to Reddick. Reddick driving in, and he will be fouled. This foul will be on Dan Wool. That's his first foul.
Team's third foul. Cougars have 5 to their boot as well.
It'll be Schmitz to inbound from the baseline. Reddick with the pump fake. Couldn't quite get it. It'll be Roby up top, and he will be called for the travel.
Again, a great defensive performance by the Foresters. And once more, I have to say, not the same squad we saw this past Tuesday night. Again, a great thing seeing out there on the court.
Something interesting here is that we're seeing Brian Reddick being switched onto Heinen to guard him for his man-to-man defense. And we didn't see that earlier in the game. Pippinger has the ball up top. He gets it down to Clark. Lucas all over him. And a foul called on the ground. This foul will go on Patrick Lucas. That'll be his second. And the team's 6th.
Saying that he pushed the freshman.
And we'll have substitution now. It'll be Troy Williams, the 6'6 junior, coming in for Lucas. Mount Vernon, a little bit of foul trouble with Patrick Lucas and Jordy Moss. They're two big men, both with 2 fouls. Wool gets the pass. He'll go down low to Heinen. Heinen out to Wool. Wool with the pump fake. Pass out into the wing to Heinen. Heinen gets it to Pippinger. Over to Alt in the corner. Alt driving. Dish off to Heinen. Heinen out to Clark.
I thought for a second we might see the big freshman taking a 3, but we'll see Kyle Pippinger taking that one instead.
Nice 3 from Kyle Pippinger. Maybe got fouled, but he'll just take his 3 points anyway he can get them. Reddick gonna try to answer with the 3 of his own, and he does.
There we go. Nice to see some life out of the Cougars getting some points on the board.
Heinen with a nifty move on Ashwell, gets it poked away, but Wool's right there. Alt gets it to Wool. Wool gonna drive in, nearly passes it away. Alt comes up with a loose ball.
We hear Coach Platt telling Daniel Wall, just simple plays. Keep it simple. Don't need anything fancy just yet.
Alt, splish, splash for 3.
Another 3 by Tyler Alt. Just the chemistry of this Forester squad right now, it is unbelievable.
Schmitz has the ball. He's dribbling around, gonna dish out to Reddick. Reddick taking the three. That's no good. Rebound goes to Clark.
That's the 13th defensive rebound by the Foresters, whereas the Cougars only have 6 in the game so far. Usually we see the Cougars defense just outnumbering their opponent, but today the Foresters just finding the will and way and outmaneuvering their opponent.
Clark getting the ball, driving in, left-hand layup up, no good. Rebound goes to Williams. It'll be Ashwell running it the other way. Dish out to Reddick for three. No good. Rebound goes to Wool. The ball practically just dropped in his hands. .446 remains. Huntington on top of Mount Vernon, 25-11. And Coach Platt seems fired up for good reasons. Foresters are on top by 14 and playing magnificent basketball.
Well, see, that's the one thing I like about Coach Platt, is that even when his Forester squad is performing well, if they make one mistake, he still gets on them. And that's what you have to do as a coach, is that you just can't reward the good plays after good plays and not recognize the bad plays, because that's not going to teach your squad anything. So that's the one of the good things about Coach Platt, is that he always emphasizes the bad. And that's what we've seen out of the Foresters today after their bad performance, to say none the least, this past Tuesday night. They've really come out and outperformed themselves from Tuesday.
You definitely have described that perfectly, as they came out and so far have done a lot better than what they performed on Tuesday night. And we've just seen a lot of fight out of the Force. They come right out of the gate fired up and ready to go. And we're seeing Pippinger and Alt just with all the confidence in the world, taking long threes off the dribble. I mean, it's been magnificent basketball, truly, to say the least. Many Foresters getting involved. We saw Kyle Platt get himself a three. Dan Wool, Derek Hines. Seems like everyone on the court can score the basketball. That makes it so hard to defend.
Especially with the Cougars and their ranked defensive presence with the three, the Foresters are just dishing them out like they're nothing.
We see a new face on the floor for the Foresters. That's the freshman Trevor Lockwood. He'll replace Austin Clark. Clark going to get a well-deserved rest. Backdoor screen now, as Wool couldn't quite save it. Nifty play there, but Foresters couldn't quite convert. And it will be Mount Vernon bringing it up quickly, and quick foul from the freshman Trevor Lockwood, saying he was putting a knee in the back of Williams. That's the team's fourth foul and Lockwood's first. Vaughn inbounds to Medley. Medley takes the mid-range, and that's good. Pippinger will get the inbound. Draws the double team, gets it to Alt. Alt back to Pippinger. And Pippinger has the senior Trayvon on him as Wool gets the ball. Wool just backing in his man. Dish off to Lockwood. Lockwood takes the mid-range, and that rolls around and in.
The Shane Merriman look-alike getting some points on the board.
Medley has Heinen with the ISO. He's going to throw it down low to Williams. Lockwood right on him. Henderson pump fake, drives in, up for two, and that's good.
That was a beautiful job by number 32, Julian Henderson of the Cougars, threading the needle for the easy two.
Alt gets the pass up to Wool. Wool finds Pippinger. Pippinger making his man slip with floater, and that's good.
Somebody else, Ember Pippinger breaking some ankles out there.
Anderson picking up a screen from Roby. Dish out to Vaughn. Vaughn drives in, up for two. That's no good. Rebound goes to Lockwood. Heinen getting it up court. Pass back to Wool. Wool gets it right back to Heinen as Heinen getting the play call going. Pippinger has the ball. He finds Alt. Alt swings it to Heinen on the far side. Heinen going baseline out to Wool. Wool pump fake. Not going to shoot it, though. He'll go drive in baseline. And he will lose it out of bounds. But Foresters will keep possession.
we see the Foresters hesitating, and I'm just like, why are you hesitating? You know, I would love to see the Foresters take, especially Daniel Wall, who usually doesn't take the three. I'd love to see him take that shot, and just, you know, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Just take a chance.
Oh, definitely. We see Wool in trouble. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Wool with the fadeaway. Hits the rim. Lockwood comes up with the rebound. And a fresh 35 for the Foresters with 2:33 remaining. Heinen dribbling around. Gets it to Pippinger out on the perimeter. Pippinger gets it down low to Wool. Wool driving. Goes up, and he will be fouled.
A three-player trap by the Cougars, but number 15 just not being able to get his hands up with all the commotion.
Trayvon, the senior, had his hands up and then brought him down there at the last second. And now I get the foul called every time. Wool with a quick free throw. That's up and in. Now we'll see Reddick enter the game for Williams on the Cougar side of the court. Wolf's gonna set up for the second free throw. And that's up, and that's good. Reddick going up. Lockwood right there for the defense, but it's to no avail. So Reddick would not be denied. So we hit the 2-minute mark here at Platt Arena. Wool brings it up. He gets it to Pippinger. Pippinger out to Heinen. Heinen down to Wool. Wool swings it out to Heinen. Heinen goes in the lane, up for two. It's no good. Rebound goes to Henderson. Henderson gets it up to Ashwell, and Ashwell's able to knock that down.
A great job by the Cougars being able to get the ball back and march it down the court. Again, trying to provide some life to their squad.
Pippinger able to get it up court, find Alt. Alt gets it to Wool. Wool out to Pippinger. It's poked away by Vaughn. Vaughn's going to take it in. Good defense by Lockwood, but somehow Vaughn's able to drop it in.
Coach Platt not liking what he's seeing out of his guys in the final 2 minutes of the first half. He's just looking at them and being like, what's wrong, guys? You guys have had great defense this whole game, and all of a sudden you just give up 2 turnovers. And like that, once again, the Cougars are only down by 10.
Like we said, that pressure from the Cougars was going to be crucial. And if they forced a few, get some points coming off of them, it'd be big. As we see, just a 10-point game. Mount Vernon was down by a lot more than that, but they've battled back, like you said, in the last few minutes here of this half. We have 1:08 remaining. Forces on top 31-21.
I think the problem the Foresters might have had is just they got too comfortable. And you can't really get that in any sport that you play because the other team can always come back.
Alt inbounds to Heinen. As Pippinger, Alt, and Heinen will work to get this ball up past half court. Foresters might look to go for the 2-for-1 here. Pippinger driving in, floater in the lane. That's no good. Ball poked around, rebound goes to Reddick. Reddick gets it to Ashwell. Ashwell to Henderson, and Henderson gets that up and in. And Coach Platt calls another timeout.
Well, we're seeing exactly what he has said in the past, is that if you make a turnover or you aren't there to make the stop, you're going to come out of the game. So we're going to see how this timeout, Kyle Platt coming in for Kyle Pippinger, an exchanging of Kyles on the court. I don't know if Coach Platt should have taken another timeout right there, though. I mean, with under minute to play, a timeout might prove pivotal down the stretch if the Cougars come out in the second half with some motivation to their cause, as you would say. I distracted myself, Logan.
40 seconds left to go. And we see Alt getting the inbound, gets it to Platt. Platt picks up his dribble, gets it up court to Alt, just in the nick of time. Alt gets it to Heinen. And Heinen looking to get it to Alt. He does. Vaughn there with the pressure, and that'll be a reach-in foul on Trey Vaughn. That'll be Vaughn's second foul. And that will turn the shot clock off now, so the Foresters will go to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. That'll be Tyler Alt.
And that's a problem that the Cougars are causing for themselves. If they have 8 turnovers here in the first half, never a good sign.
Front half of the 1-and-1's up, and that's good. Alt gonna earn the second one. We'll see the second free throw attempt here from Tyler Alt. That's up and no good. And it'll be hit out of bounds by Austin Clark. And Mount Vernon will have 16 seconds for this last shot. Ashwell gets it up. Heinen applying the pressure. Gets it to Reddick. 10 seconds now. Reddick pulls it back out. 5 seconds. Reddick, step back 2. It's not there. Rebound goes to Roby. He gets it blocked up and in for 2. That's not there either.
Great job by the freshman Kyle Platt blocking the second effort shot as the Foresters go into the half with a 32-23 point lead. Real quick before we go into the halftime, what did you like out of both squads in the first half, Logan?
Well, I liked, first off, out of Mount Vernon, how they really applied some pressure late. They didn't stray away from what got them here. They kept the pressure the whole way and narrowed the lead now down to 9. Really played some good defense, even with being in foul trouble. They're both their main big men. With sitting on 2 fouls, that's hard to do. Also, out of the Foresters, you have to like how they responded to the pressure. They came in and didn't let it phase them. They had a good three-man job getting it up court between Pippinger, Heinen, and Alt. They did a great job breaking the press and just ultimately knocking down their open jumpers.
Well said, Logan. We'll take a break here on FDN Sports, a part of the Forester Digital Network. Once again, the Foresters leading the Cougars 32-23.
As they prepare for that, we would love to have all of the students who are here visiting us from Northwest Elementary School to join us at the free throw line and take a free throw and receive a poster. If you are a student from Northwest Elementary School, please join your fellow classmates at the free throw line. And now we'd like to welcome the Whitley County Dazzlers. They are a special needs cheerleading squad from mainly Whitley County. It is in its fourth year of existence. The group meets once a week during the school year to practice. They perform at local venues, cheerleading competitions, and this year they will be performing at a Pacers game. The squad is entirely free for the participants and is supported by grants and donations from the community. Thanks Huntington University, they want to thank Huntington University for allowing them to perform at our basketball game today. Very quickly, their squad is made up of the following members: Michaela Sparks, Ava Rao, Marshall Rao, Alicia Kimmel, Mary Heineman, Michael Heineman, Peyton Jagger, Lexi Kiles, Lexi Deuter, Brooke Silk, Grace Linkenbach, Skylar Payton, and Samara Pfeiffer, and any apologies for any of those names that you just pronounced incorrectly. Ladies and gentlemen, the Whitley County Dazzlers.
Plans don't always go the way we want them to, but you're not alone in this adventure called life. Remedy Live is a non-for-profit web station that strives to produce a positive message while helping teens who need it. If we can help you, text the word REMEDY to 313131 or visit our website at remedylive.com to chat with someone there. Remedy Live. We chat, we listen, we love.
back inside Platt Arena. I am Victor McCarty alongside Logan Hunt. Foresters leading 32-23 going into the second half here. As we look at the halftime stats, also I would like to say thank you to the Whitley County Dazzlers for a great halftime performance. Always something special to see, Logan.
It was a great little halftime show. You gotta love the little cheerleading act that's going on.
Also earlier today, the Lady Foresters beat Mount Vernon Nazarene, so they notched a win today as well. It's a great day to be a Forester. Foresters with 54% at half, whereas the Cougars 35% in field goal percentage, and free throws 75% as opposed to 50 for the Foresters.
Yeah, like you said, 3-point percentage absolutely huge, but the Foresters winning the battle on the boards. They have the six rebounding margin there. Also, we see the Foresters getting 2 big blocks, but something that's not on there that I like to mention is that the Foresters have 9 assists already in this ballgame. They've been passing the ball around very well, and that's probably why the 3-point percentage is so high, because they're getting these open 3-point looks.
18 rebounds for the Foresters, majority of them on the defensive side of the ball, and that's something special to say going against the Cougars, whereas their defensive presence on the rebound is ranked nationally in the top 10. So Foresters is coming out guns blazing here today inside Platt Arena. Again, we can't stress enough how we're seeing a different squad today as opposed to the squad we saw on Tuesday night in the loss against Spring Arbor. I'm sure just the holiday feels are inside here for Platt Arena, and the fans are into it, the Foresters are into it. Just an overall great atmosphere inside Platt Arena today.
It is a great atmosphere on this Saturday afternoon. You know, there's college football going on, college basketball, and right here we have Huntington University doing their thing against Mount Vernon Nazarene in the Crossroads League.
Speaking of college football, Logan, I just have to say my Ducks won the Pac-12 championship last night. Hopefully I'll see them in the FBS newly formed championship this year.
Gotta love the new playoff championship that's going on there. It's so much better than the BCS.
The fans have been screaming for it for years, and finally we get it, but they do have to add more teams to it. 4 is just not enough.
That's exactly what I was thinking. We're getting ready to start the second half. We see Heinen on the floor. Alt, Wool, Clark, and Pippinger. Pippinger with the ball now on the near side. He gets it to Alt. Alt over to Heinen. Ashwell on him. Wool gets the pass down low. Reddick up on him. Heinen, pump fake from 3. Dish to Alt. Alt will take the 3, and that's good!
The senior, Tyler Alt, saying, I don't mind if I don't.
You gotta love Tyler Alt coming in and starting things off with the 3. He led the Foresters in scoring with 10 points at half, and adding on to that, Moss with the hook shot over Clark. We didn't get to see too much of Jordy Moss, only being able to play 4 minutes of the first half because he got himself in foul trouble. So now we see this pressure really getting to the Foresters. And Huntington barely getting it up in time.
You hear Coach Platt trying to yell for a timeout, but then he's like, oh, no, because now Pimmager is able to get the ball across. Tyler almost with another 2 for himself.
I think he just wanted that offensive rebound. That's all I think.
Hey, you got to rack up the stats somehow.
Wool leaning in for the 3, trying to get the foul call. Coach Platt not too happy with that one. So we see Reddick getting the ball, gets it over to Roby. Roby to Ashwell, Ashwell to Schmitz. Pass tipped away by Wool, but steps out of bounds, so Mount Vernon will keep possession. On the floor for Mount Vernon, it's Schmitz, Moss, Ashwell, Roby, and Reddick. Inbounding to Schmitz. Schmitz gets it up top to Reddick. Reddick throws pass behind. Ashwell is able to connect. He gets it, throws away though. Alt coming up with the steal.
A bad pass by number 21 of the Cougars.
Alt looking for a pass, finds Pippinger. Pippinger over to Heinen. Heinen going down low to Wool. Wool draws the double out to Heinen. Heinen takes the 3 from top the key, and that's good. Splish, splash, Derek Heinen.
2 threes here in the second half for the Foresters. They're lighting up the force here inside Platt Arena.
Like you said, the force getting rowdy here as we see President Inverton in the crowd today. always faithful.
I always love seeing her smiling face. A great president for the university.
Charging call on Reddick. Dan Wool there to draw it. And we'll have the first substitution of the half. Medley will come in for Schmitz.
I'd say that's a good substitution because Medley, he's been doing great for the Cougars so far today, and he has 28 steals on the season, so I think that's where the coach of the Cougars is trying to bring his strategy into play because they have to get more possession of the ball.
And now it's going to be a charging call on Dan Wool, just like that. Looked like Wool was out of control there. He was falling over. I would have to agree with that call.
You would have to, Logan?
I would have to agree with that call. And it'll be Medley bringing it up. Man-to-man defense out of the Foresters. We've seen them with it all night long. Entry pass to Moss. Moss with the spin move on Clark goes up. Easy dunk for Jordy Moss.
We see the full court press by the Cougars. Medley trying to get another steal of his own.
Heinen finally gets the ball. He gets it to Pippinger on the near side. Pippinger jab step. Dish to Clark. Clark top the key, gets it to Alt.
Again, the hesitation, Logan. I would have loved to see him take the three.
Clark getting the pass, driving in, up and in for two. Just powering his way in. And Austin Clark is able to get up. Looked like he took a knee to the face from Derek Heinen. He's able to get back up the court.
Inadvertent contact, and it looked like Clark came down hard on his leg that he had been in the boot earlier in the season. So that's something to watch out for. Coach Flatt might want to take him out of the game and give Clark some rest.
Pippinger gets it up court, gets it to Alt. Alt finds Heinen. And the Foresters slowing things down. Wool getting the ball down low. Gets Roby up in the air, doesn't do anything with it. Pippinger passes to Clark. Clark drives in, pass back to Wool, and Heinen takes a look at the shot clock, sees 10 seconds. Heinen gets the screen from Wool, takes the long three. That's no good. Rebound goes to Moss. Moss gets to Ashwell, Ashwell to Reddick. Reddick to Roby, and it's stolen away by Wool.
That was just a broken play from the beginning by the Cougars. They tried with the fast break, but the Forester defense there to make the stop.
Alt going down low to Wool. Reddick on him. Wool backing down. Dish off pass to Alt, and that one goes out of bounds. And it'll be a turnover for the Foresters.
But it'll be another media timeout here inside Platt Arena. And I think the Foresters, although starting with a good start here in the second, a three by the senior Alt, a three by the general Derek Condon, I think it's nice that they're getting a break right now, a nice rest, because Austin Clark, the freshman, and all of the others on the Forester side of the court right now, they are definitely putting in their all.
You like to see the effort you've seen out of Austin Clark. He's going to have to take a seat with that injury. It looks like Big Al will be in for him. But we mentioned Tyler Alt at the top of the broadcast, and he's not ceased to amaze us. He comes out here starting out with a big three for the Foresters. Heinen answers with one of his own. And Derek Heinen and Dan Wool always seem to be the guys that, lead the Foresters. Clearly, they lead the Foresters in scoring. Heinen with 18 points a game, Wool with 16. But after that, there's a small drop-off. Pippinger averaging 9 points, Peterson averaging 9 points. But Tyler Alt has come up to be that third scorer in today's game.
He is leading scoring with 13 points of his own. I'll tell you what, Logan, even though he's a senior, sometimes you might not get so good with your old age, and I feel that sometimes myself being a senior, getting up there. But Tyler Alt, he's aged like a fine wine, coming out and being explosive for the Foresters today.
Well, you're getting old, Victor. I'm just letting you know that.
Hey, I hear that every day of my life.
That's right. I'm here to keep you young.
Exactly.
We see Medley getting it up court. He throws it into the corner to Ashwell. Ashwell to Reddick. Back to Medley. Medley takes the open three, and that's good. Peterson inbounds to Heinen. Full court press. Heinen in the double team. Pass tip. Pippinger comes up with the ball.
Has to get the ball across.
Heinen and got it to all at 25.
Just barely.
And we'll see Kyle Platt coming in for Tyler Alt. And I'm not necessarily sure I agree with that 10-second call. It looked like the ball was past the line, but I'm not the referee.
The refs do have a better viewpoint than we do.
Yes. Reddick with the ball up top. Gets it in to Starnitsky, and he steps on the baseline and out of bounds. Excuse me, on the sideline and out of bounds. Turnover for Mount Vernon. Foresters lead this one by 8.
And that's the one thing that the Cougars aren't doing what they need to do right now, which is ball control. Turnover after turnover, they're creating their own problems, Logan, as well as the personal fouls that they had in the first half. I mean, I hate to say this, but they're beating themselves, and you can't beat yourself.
Platt gets the handoff to Heinen. Wool comes up with the ball and gets it to Pippinger. Pippinger finds Platt. He's looking down low to Wool. It's not there. Gets it to Heinen. Heinen drives. Dish to Pippinger. Pippinger going in. He goes up. He gets it blocked by Moss. And here comes Medley the other way for Mount Vernon. He finds Reddick. Reddick driving in. He goes up, gets it swatted by Alec Peterson.
Someone call in the SWAT team. Big Al there to make the stop. Now, I will say something that the Cougars are doing a great job of here in the second half is that they're clogging the paint as they force another turnover.
Here comes Ashwell, dish to Moss. Moss throws this one out of bounds, a 2-for-1, no good.
But again, they're creating their own problems. They have to find a way to calm themselves down. Earlier in the game in the first half, they found a way to do that, but they've just since lost that ability to do so.
We'll see Jordy Moss exit for Mount Vernon. For him will be Patrick Lucas. Full court press still coming from Mount Vernon. Heinen handling it well as he finds Pippinger. Pippinger gets Wool. And we're going to have a foul now on Patrick Lucas just as he enters the ball game on Big Al, pushing him to the ground. That'll be Lucas' third foul.
Big Al always finds the way to get himself into some big trouble with the personal fouls, but nonetheless, he's always a great defensive presence.
Heinen gonna drive up, go up for two, and he gets the roll on that one.
And a great screen set up by the big man, Big Al, as well, allowing Derek Heinen to get those 2 points as Heinen collects a foul.
And like you said, that foul's gonna go on Heinen. Medley driving in. We'll see Williams come in for Lucas. Like I mentioned, Lucas just picked up the third foul. Mount Vernon still in some foul trouble. It'll be Ashwell to inbound from his own baseline. Peterson getting a tip on it. And he hits that one out of bounds, but good defense out of Alec Peterson.
Again, you just can't say enough about the defensive presence of the Foresters right now. I'm loving seeing this, and I hope it stays consistent throughout the whole year.
Medley bringing it up. Gets it to Reddick. Reddick driving left side. Dish to Henderson. Henderson takes the quick three. That rolls around and out. Rebound to Peterson. Heinen with a spin move in the backcourt. Finds Pippinger in the corner. Pippinger opts out of shooting. Gets it back to Heinen. Heinen drives. Dish to Wool. Wool driving baseline to Platt in the corner for three. That's not there. Rebound Ashwell. Ashwell gets it to Medley. Medley with transition three. It's not there. Rebound goes to Platt.
I almost have to say that it's a good thing that Platt didn't hit that three because the roof would have exploded off of this place. Let me tell you what, Logan.
Heinen gets the pass to Pippinger. Pippinger up top to Wool, over to Heinen. Heinen finds Platt. Platt looking for a pass, finds Wool. Wool up top, gets it down low to Heinen. Heinen to Peterson. Peterson dish to Wool for three. That's there!
The sophomore Daniel Wall raising up the three-point sign. A good distraction by Big Al, collecting the pass and then handing it off to himself.
Saw Medley with a quick miss there. Good rebound from Wool as Heinen's driving it up.
The refs letting the two play. I like seeing that. Nice, good contest by Medley.
Heinen posting up Medley now. He goes up, and they're going to call Derek Heinen for a travel. Now bringing a pair of substitutions. Wool and Pippinger will take a seat. In for them comes Clark and Alt. Also, Williams and Ashwell will sit down for Mount Vernon. And for them will be Vaughn and Moss. 11:38 remaining. Forster's on top by 13.
Not a single Cougar is in the double digits of scoring right now. That's something they have to change, creaking up on the final 10 minutes.
Big block there by Big Al Peterson. Left-handed block said, no, sir, that's not happening in my paint. It'll be Vaughn to inbound from the baseline. Gets it up top to Henderson. He'll get it back to Medley. Medley over to Reddick. Up top to Henderson. Swing pass to Medley. Medley driving left side. And they're going to call a foul on Tyler Alt. That'll be the third foul this half for the Foresters. Vaughn inbounding from his own baseline. Finds Reddick. Reddick takes the baseline. Jay, that's there. Sookie smooth shot there by Reddick. Heinen gets the inbound, gets it to Platt. Platt's going to go back to Heinen. Heinen gets it up court.
That's something the Cougars defense is doing a great job of right now, is preventing the Foresters of being able to move the ball as quickly as they did in the first half.
Heinen doing a nice job drawing the foul on Medley. So he's able just to turn those hips and get to the lane. That'll be Medley's second foul. We'll see Ashwell come in for him. Heinen inbounding from underneath his own basket. Gets it to Alt. Alt getting it back to Heinen in the corner. Heinen picks up the screen from Peterson. Heinen able to get the pass to Platt. Platt with a spin move. Pull back out to Alt. Alt to Heinen. Heinen picking up a screen from Peterson. He'll take a three. And that's there from Derek Heinen.
Foresters leading 48-35. Turn up.
Vaughn takes a quick three. That's not there. Rebound goes to Clark. And Heinen will walk the ball up. Asheville meets him at half court. Platt gets the pass, and now I'm going to have a foul call. This one will be on Trey Vaughn. That's his third foul. And he will exit the game, and for him will be Schmitz. Also, we'll see Roby enter the game to replace Henderson for Mount Vernon. Platt to inbound from the sideline. Clark gets the inbound. He'll get it over to Heinen. Platt has the ball opposite side. Finds Clark. Clark back to Alt, the near side. Nothing working there. Clark dribbling around. Handoff to Heinen. Heinen looks up. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Heinen pulls up for three. Rim around and out. It'll be Ashwell advancing the ball for the Cougars. Schmitz with it on the opposite side. Gets it to Roby. Good ball movement here from Mount Vernon. Ashwell to Schmitz. Schmitz pump fake. Dish down low to Moss. Moss up and around. Nice post move there by Jordy Moss.
And great ball movement by the Cougars as well.
Alt gets the ball tipped away. Reddick getting the steal. He goes all the way for 2. And that trims the lead to 10 now for the Foresters with just under 9 remaining.
The Cougars have always been able to keep the lead of the Foresters within 10.
Clark goes up for 2. It's not there. Rebound goes to Roby.
But they just haven't been able to break that 10-point deficit.
Schmitz shoots the 3. It's not there. And that ball goes out of bounds. And now we'll get some substitutions from both sides. Clark and Platt take a seat. In come Dan Wool and Kyle Pippinger.
They head to the sidelines with a great applause from the crowd, and well-deserved as well.
We'll see Henderson coming in for Reddick on the Cougar side of the ball. Pippinger getting it up court. Pippinger gets it to Alt. Alt finds Wool. Wool goes down low to Peterson. Peterson getting called for the travel. That'll be a turnover for the Foresters. Medley will come in the game now for Schmitz. 8:16 remains. Foresters on top by 10.
Foresters with 14 turnovers here in the second, but they're still shooting 51% as opposed to 40 by the Cougars.
Pass down low to Moss. Peterson right there with him. Moss goes up. Hook's not there. Strong rebound by Daniel Wool. Wool gets it up court and gets it to Heinen. Heinen losing the ball, finds Wool. Wool gets it to Peterson. Peterson goes up and he will be hacked.
Probably a smart foul by the number 33, Jordy Moss of the Cougars, because Peterson just itching to get that slam dunk.
And that'll bring us to the under 8 media timeout. 7:39 remaining. Huntington on top 48-38. Victor, what have you seen out of Huntington that's led them to keep this lead?
Well, I think it's just their explosiveness, Logan. We saw early in the second, whereas Derek Heinen, the general, and the senior aging like a fine wine, Tyler Alt, both hitting up some threes, and they're just performing to the max right now as they're leading scoring, Alt with 13 and Heinen with 12. Not a very high-scoring game right now, but you never really need a high-scoring game. It's not the points that win you the game. It's the chemistry and the ball movement that win you the game, and that's exactly what the Foresters are doing right now, as well as just outperforming the Cougars on the defensive side of the ball.
That's very well put. As Foresters just seem to be outplaying Mount Vernon. They're hitting their open shots. Like you said, Tyler Alt, Derek Heinen really coming alive, hitting the open shots. We've seen a lot of good physical movement down low with Clark. We saw Lockwood come in, do a great job. Wool and Peterson have done well battling with the bigs down low. And ultimately, it's just been Mount Vernon. They just haven't hit those open threes that they've had, and I think that's what's really hurt them the most.
Reminder that this time media timeout was brought to you by FDN News, our counterparts here on the Forester Digital Network. Follow them on Twitter at FDN_news.
It'll be Alec Peterson going to the free throw line. He'll be shooting 2 out of this timeout. And we'll see Peterson hit the first one. On the season, Peterson's only a 55% free throw shooter. The second one's up and no good. Medley looking to push. He brings it up quickly. Gets it to Ashwell. Ashwell gets it right back to Medley. Medley driving in, dish to Henderson, and that's going to be a travel call. Henderson shuffling his feet like he was in a jive.
Again, being down by 11, the Cougars just can't make their own mistakes. They have to just perform better here in the second if they want to stay alive.
Pippinger with the ball, gets it up to Heinen. Heinen has Ashwell on him. He passes over to Alt on the far side. Alt, dangerous pass to Wool. Wool backing in. Gets it to Pippinger. Pippinger back down low to Wool. Wool throws it to Heinen. Heinen picks up a screen from Wool. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Alt with the long three. That's not there. Rebound goes to Medley. And Medley's pushing the ball. He goes all the way, gets it swatted out the backboard by Peterson, but Moss is right there to clean it all up.
It looked like Peterson was just waiting to swat like a fly out of the air.
Henderson with the ball off the steal, gets it to Medley for three, and that's good. And now we have a timeout called by Mount Vernon. 49-43, a 6-point advantage now for the Foresters.
This is the closest it's been since early in the first half, and this is exactly what I want to see right now out of the Cougars, just coming out and performing at the level that we have seen them perform throughout the whole season.
We mentioned this in the timeout. Mount Vernon just hadn't really hit their threes, and a big one coming there by Medley. Also, that pressure from Mount Vernon starting to affect the Foresters. We saw just an unfortunate block there by Peterson, getting it right back to Moss for the easy two. But Peterson's done a great job. He has a couple blocks on the night already.
And we're also seeing a better defensive presence out of the Cougars right now. They're really emphasizing why they're ranked 5th, 6th, and 7th in field goal percentage defensively, 3-point field goal defensive percentage, and scoring defense per game as well, and that's exactly what they have to do. They've been preventing the Foresters from not only, as we see, getting the ball across, but also preventing them from getting inside the paint and forcing them to take the long J.
Heinen gonna get it to Wool. Wool driving in on Reddick. Pump fake goes up for two. It's no good. Rebound goes to Roby. Ashwell gets it up, gets it to Reddick. Finds Roby up top, over to Ashwell on the opposite side. Ashwell finds Medley. Pass to Reddick. Reddick back up top to Ashwell. Plenty of time to set up the offense. And that's exactly what Ashwell plans to do. Gets it to Reddick. Reddick driving left side. Got Wool in the air, goes up, and kisses that one off the glass.
Just like that, 49-45 now. Cougars not giving up, and this is what the Foresters have seen all season. Their opponents, when the Foresters have led, their opponents are the ones that don't give up, and the Foresters kind of get comfortable, and that's what they cannot do.
Heinen gonna drive in, teardrop. It's not there. Heinen gets his own rebound and will be fouled. Derek Heinen with a strong move there. And that foul will go on Ashwell. And that will be his third foul. And it looks like they're gonna wipe the floor and get all that sweat off. Make sure the environment's safe.
I feel like we need to put all these kids inside Platt Arena to work and have them be the guys who mop up the floor instead of the players.
Heinen inbounds to Wool. Wool gonna take it in. He got blocked by Moss. Medley gonna take it in. He goes up and in for an easy two, and Coach Platt wants a timeout. 49-47 now. Only a 2-point advantage for the Foresters, as we've seen Mount Vernon coming on a strong surge here with 5:04 remaining. Just when you thought the Foresters were gonna maybe pull away with it, Mount Vernon answers, and just like we mentioned in the pregame, this shouldn't surprise the Foresters with this up-tempo offense that Mount Vernon runs.
And the guy who seems to be doing it all right now for the Cougars is number 1, Medley. He has 14 points in the game so far.
Medley's been doing great things for Mount Vernon. He's been getting the steals. He's been really getting those assists. Been doing a great job all around for Mount Vernon to really set the tempo.
Well said, Logan. I think that's what the Cougars are going to be talking about right now, is just continuing to keep the momentum on their side. But you look over at the Forester huddle right now, I'm sure Coach Platt is telling his guys, for one, what are you doing? You can't break the stride of what you shaped in the first half, because Foresters just came out with an explosive presence, and it just seems like the Cougars have found the kryptonite in the Foresters' way of play.
Kryptonite is a very good word indeed, as this pressure is really starting to get to the Foresters. That full court press is, I think wearing out Huntington University, and especially Derek Hine and Tyler Alt. They look very tired out there, but they're going to have a strong 5 minutes to try to close this game out.
And that's one thing that happens when you're so explosive in the first, is that you wear yourself out faster than you should. But that's just a testament to how this game has gone. It's explosive matchup today.
Heinen gonna get this ball up court. Medley all over him. Pippinger gets the pass. Picks up a screen from Wool. Pippinger floater in the lane. Rolls around and in to break the run by Mount Vernon. Medley gets it up, looking down low. Up top to Ashwell, over to Medley. Medley will take the three. Off the front iron, no good. Rebound goes to Heinen. Heinen gonna pick up a screen from Wool. Strong screen there. And Heinen throws it away. Ashwell with a great recovery. He's gonna take it, dish off to Reddick, and Reddick gets fouled. Looked like all ball from here, but like you say, Victor, the refs do have a better vantage
They
point.
do indeed. The only way we'd be able to see their same angles, we've strapped a camera on them ourselves.
So we give him a little GoPro and see what we can see from that.
I think that'd be fun to see. He's the Google Glass.
Reddick shoots his first one. He gets that one up and in. Reddick's only a 52% free throw shooter on the year. And we'll see the second one up, and he gets that one in and true. 2-point game for the Foresters. They lead. 4:17 remains in the ball game.
Foresters have to get the ball over on the opposite side of the court faster than what they have been doing.
Heinen getting the ball. Gets it over to Alt on the opposite side. He gets screened from Wool. Alt gonna shoot
and in and out.
Ashwell gets it up to Medley. Medley getting stopped by Pippinger. Great defense there by Kyle Pippinger.
The Cougars now can take their first lead since the beginning seconds of the game with a three.
Medley driving in, Pippinger right on him. In pass to Moss, and Clark with the foul, and one opportunity for Jordy Moss, and Mount Vernon has a chance to take the lead.
I feel like the Cougars have just been storing up all of this energy, and they're ready to unload it here in the final 3.5 minutes.
Jordy Moss shooting one free throw here as it's up, and no good. Rebound goes to Wool.
I got to give that one to the kids in the crowds screaming their lungs out. They're the real MVPs.
Heinen getting it up court. Strong screen there by Clark. Heinen with the pump fake gets it to Wool for the mid-range. That's good!
We have ourselves a fight here inside Platt Arena.
And we see Ashwell pushing the court and then getting called for a travel. Alt's gonna inbound. Gets it to Heinen. Heinen has Medley all over him. And Heinen gets it up in time. Just under the 3-minute mark. Forster still lead by 2. Heinen picks up his dribble, goes down low to Wool in the low block. Wool going to work, dish to Clark. Clark, one more pass to Pippinger for 3. Not there, and Medley comes up with the rebound. And a foul on Tyler Alt. That'll be the 6th team's foul. Second on Tyler Alt. That'll bring in Julian Henderson. He'll enter the game for Roby. We'll also see Alec Peterson come in for Austin Clark. Henderson gets it to Medley. Medley bringing it up. We see Coach Platt yelling out instructions to Big Al, telling him to make sure you keep him on your left shoulder. And Moss has it now. Peterson doing the exact thing. Medley's trying to feed it to him again. He gets it to Moss on the low block. Moss trying to get in there. He's going to get called for travel. Alec Peterson doing a great job defensively, listening exactly to his coach's instruction.
Peterson holding his ground, and again, a mistake by the Cougars. That play just might be their downfall.
We'll see Austin Clark enter the game for Alec Peterson. Little offense-defense substitution now coming from Coach Platt. Heinen gets it up court. Gets it to Wool. Wool right back to Heinen. Heinen gets it to Alt. Alt finds Wool. Wool over to Heinen. Heinen up top to Pippinger. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Pippinger gonna pick up a screen from Clark. Strong screen again. Pippinger takes the elbow J, and that's good! Stale face Kyle Pippinger does it again.
It's a testament to Kyle Pippinger, a stone cold performance, the one-face wonder, making moves for the Foresters right now.
Timeout called by Mount Vernon with 1:34 remaining. Huntington leads 55-51. And we saw a great defensive stance coming from the Foresters. And I have to mention Austin Clark doing a great job defensively on Jordy Moss. It was the offensive defense set with Peterson coming in. He forced Moss with the travel. And then off that made shot, Clark had to stay in the game. And he did a great job just completely cutting off that right hook that Moss always goes to. Clark was just on the left shoulder of Moss, not letting him go right at all.
And that's what Clark has done all game, and that's why he got the start today. A great performance by the freshman, as right now he has 4 points and 7 rebounds. And again, it's not about how many points you score, but it's about your presence during the game, and that is what the freshman is showing right now.
Foresters are doing a great job answering blow for blow. We said at the top of the broadcast, when Mount Vernon pushes, Huntington pushes right back, and that's exactly what they've done. Mount Vernon had tied the game at 51, and a big turning point was Moss missing that free throw that could have given Mount Vernon a potential lead. Huntington answers with a few key baskets there from Wool, and just a fantastic job by Pippinger getting that elbow J off. I don't even know how he even got that shot off. It'll be a Mount Vernon basketball out of the timeout. Henderson will inbound from the opposite sideline. He'll get it to Medley. Medley to Reddick. Reddick, isolation, nice jab, so he'll drive in. Pass to Moss, tipped out of bounds by Wool. It'll be Ashwell inbounding. He gets it to Reddick. Reddick over to Ashwell. He throws it to Henderson. Henderson to Medley. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Medley driving in. Fade away. It's not there. Ashwell gets the board and falls to the ground. Travel on Ashwell. Turnover for Mount Vernon. It'll be Austin Clark. It'll be Austin Clark coming in for Peterson. And Drew Benedict gets in for the first time tonight.
I saw Drew walking over to the bench right in front of us here, and his face is just like, I'm going in, I'm going in.
Benedict, a fantastic free throw shooter. Did a great shot as it is. Got to think that's what Coach Platt was thinking. Heinen with a spin move, and he'll pull this ball back out. Get it to Wool, up to Benedict now. 1 minute to go in the ball game. Forced with a 4-point lead. Mount Vernon opting not to foul.
Drew Benedict might be the fresh legs that the Foresters need right now to close this one out.
Heinen driving, left side, pulls up for 2. That's no good. Rebound goes to Ashwell. Ashwell's looking to push. Gets it to Reddick. Reddick goes up for 2 and 1 opportunity for Reddick.
That is definitely not what the Foresters needed right now, as now the Cougars, number 42, Brian Reddick, gives his team a chance to come within 1.
That foul's on Daniel Wool. That's his 4th foul. Reddick's only a 52% free throw shooter on the season, but he's hit 2 tonight, looking for the and 1 opportunity. And it's no good, over the back, clearly, on Jordy Moss.
Moss has to have a better sense of mind there. That is going to be called every time.
We see Tyler Alt coming in for Drew Benedict now. That foul goes on Jordy Moss. That's his 3rd foul. And the Foresters are in the bonus. So that puts Austin Clark to the free throw line. Austin Clark's a 73% free throw shooter on the season. Hasn't been to the line tonight. And these are 2 big ones.
And we see Benedict going to the bench with a smile on his face.
Clark's misses the front half of the 1 and 1. And here come Mount Vernon. And we have a timeout now by Mount Vernon with 30 seconds remaining. Shot clock and game clock identical at 30. 2-point game for Huntington as they lead 55-53. This comes down to, do you go for the win or do you go for the tie? This is gonna be a great finish now coming from Huntington and Mount Vernon. You gotta think, if you're the Cougars, you put your 3-point shooters out there to at least get the threat of a 3-point shot, but you want the ball in the hands of Medley and Reddick. Those have been the 2 guys all night long that have been getting it done. And now it's going to come down to maybe just a little pick and pop play, pick and roll. Let those 2 play a little 2-man ball with the Foresters. And I'm not sure which one would be better, Medley taking a 3 or driving in, or just dish off to Reddick. Either way, it's going to be a good shot, and the Foresters just have to keep on their feet and really maintain good defense. It'll be interesting to see who Coach Platt puts out on the court. If he's going to stick with Austin Clark or go with Alec Peterson to give him some size down low. As it will be Alec Peterson coming in for Austin Clark. So on the court for the Foresters, it'll be Alt, Heinen, Pippinger, Wool, and Peterson. On the floor for Mount Vernon, it's Medley, Ashwell, Moss, Reddick, and Henderson. 2-point game. Foresters cannot give up a 3-point shot and certainly do not want to foul, with Mount Vernon and Huntington both being in the bonus. Ashwell inbounding to Medley. And Medley gets to Henderson. Henderson over to Ashwell. They're looking to get it down low to Reddick. Wool doing a great job denying the pass. Medley has it. He drives in, gets it poked away. Gets it to Henderson. Henderson pump fake, step back 3. No good. Rebound Ashwell. 8 seconds. 6, 5. Reddick goes in. Dish to Medley for 3. It's good. And Medley hitting the huge 3 with 1.8 seconds remaining, and the Foresters taking a timeout. 56-55, and not what we wrote up, but Medley ultimately hitting that big 3 to give Mount Vernon the lead.
And as I've said the whole game, Medley being the star performer for the Cougars. And I was about to say, as you were talking, Logan, is that I would have rather had the Foresters just purposely fouled, because the Cougars haven't been doing so well at the free throw line today. So right now, I just don't know what to do. With 1.8 seconds left on the clock, you just have to move that ball as fast as you can. But with the defensive presence of the Cougars, I don't know how likely that is.
There maybe were a few travels that weren't called on that last possession, but I do appreciate the refs just swallowing their whistle and letting the boys figure out the end of the game. You don't necessarily like the refs deciding the end of a game, but I know this is a little late. But we did see about this time last year, Shane Merriman pulling in a big shot. You never know what could happen here at Platt Arena.
You never know, and it's not about how you start, but how you finish.
Wool Inbounds, gets hit by Medley, out of bounds, 0.8 on the clock. And now the pass will be coming from the sideline. And we have a timeout called by Coach Platt. That's his last timeout with 0.8 remaining. 0.8, that is not a lot of time at all, Victor. It's barely a catch and shoot. If you could get something thrown at the rim and a tip in, I mean, all you need is a bucket.
That was an unusual pass by the sophomore Daniel Wall, and luckily the Cougar defender was not paying attention and the ball just went out of bounds instead of staying inbounds, because that clock would have ran off. As you said, this has to be a quick grab and shoot. Who knows what Coach Platt is drawing up right now?
You know, I wouldn't mind seeing Drew Benedict come into this game, because Benedict has a very, very quick release. And I think that'd be, with 0.8 on the clock, you got to think that's what it's going to have to be. We'll see Alt, Wool, Pippinger, Heinen, and Clark in the ball game. So if something's going to be at the rim, it'd be from Wool or Clark. Alt here to inbound. And we have the clock, the buzzer going off before the inbound. So we'll redo the play. And the refs are gonna figure out the clock scenario and why the buzzer just went off. We always have excitement here at Platt Arena.
The buzzer having a heart attack, just like we're having a heart attack right now. So we'll see how that goes on right now. Clock manager saying he wasn't even touching it, and it just went off by itself. But maybe this just adds to the intensity, but also it might be a benefit to the Foresters right now. Maybe Coach Platt rethinking his first strategy.
Well, we saw Wool roll to the basket on that, the play that really wasn't a play. Alt was looking there for maybe a tip in by Wool. We might have to watch for that, because Wool would be the man to jump up and get this one in.
Gotta be careful of the 5-second call right now.
Pass going up and intercepted by Ashwell. And that's the end of the ball game. Mount Vernon Nazarene stealing one here at Platt Arena as they take it 56-55.
First time in history, the Mount Vernon Cougars defeat the Foresters, being able to finish the fight 56-55. And quite frankly, I think it's just because the Foresters, they got too comfortable.
I'd say that's a very smart analyst there, as they did just get a little too comfortable there, and had a double figure lead and watched it wither away with the pressure coming from Mount Vernon. Not much the Foresters could really do here late. Just a broken play there with a game winner by Medley. You had to know it was him or Reddick that was going to take it, and just a broken play led to the open three.
We'll take a break here on the Forester Digital Network. FDN Sports, once again, Mount Vernon defeating the Foresters 56-55. We'll be right back with the final stats.
would have been his either sophomore or junior. Would have been his sophomore year. Because he was out his senior year.
And we're back here inside Platt Arena. We have our sideline reporter, Kelsey Cruz, standing by with Coach Platt. Take it away, Kelsey.
Thanks, Victor. Coach Platt, a tough loss this afternoon. However, the team did seem to come out a lot stronger than they did on Tuesday against Spring Arbor. What do you think was the difference in mindset coming into today's game versus Tuesday?
We did come out with a lot more heart, a lot more spunk, a bounce about us, and a lot more spirit and all those kinds of things. That's what we needed to have. It was a complete 180, if you will, from the way we came out on Tuesday against Spring Arbor. So I'm really proud of that fact. I thought we sustained that throughout the game for the most part. We had good hard play. This is a good basketball team. They've got some new things going on with a new coach, and they're a physical, mature team. And so would have been great to win it. This stings. It hurts a lot because you know how much you pour into it. But these are the things you go through in sports and in basketball. And sometimes you win games that you're really excited about and so forth, and if we just get one more rebound, then we're the team that wins and they're the team that drives home unhappy. So we just got to respond to it, just kind of keep working and know that a lot of good things are ahead of us.
Now, Tyler Alt was thrown back into the starting lineup tonight. What was the ultimate decision maker in your mind to have him be put back into that starting five?
Every game demands somebody different. There's your answer.
Hey, we'll take it.
I don't get into all that publicly as to who starts and who doesn't. I mean, it doesn't really matter who starts. I mean, that's a fair question, but Tyler responded well today, and it might be somebody different the next game. I don't know. We'll see how the practices go between now and then, but we need all 13 guys to be ready to respond. Tyler did do a good job out there. I thought he played with a lot of heart and played with a lot of effort and did some good things.
What can you take away positive from this game? Obviously, it hurts, like you said, to come this far, to start off so strong and to lose only by 1 point. But what is something that you can take away and say, you know what, we did this well?
Well, I thought defensively we got after it pretty good. I thought that we did a good job with our switching that we wanted to do. And, we moved the basketball a lot better. We shared it with a lot more than what we had been. The previous game was just atrocious in the way that we shared the ball and passed it. So this one was a lot better. So this is a definite step in the right direction. It just, you don't like to lose. And so we'll just try to respond from it the best we can and do our finals well now and attack our next opponent.
Sounds like a good approach to me. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
Back to you, Victor.
Thank you, Kelsey, and thank you, Coach Platt. A frustrating loss for the Foresters today as they lose 56-55. But let's take a quick look at the final stats. Again, Foresters losing 55-56. Percentage is about the same, 46 for the Foresters, 44 for the Cougars. And then 57% at the free throw line for the Foresters and 43% by the Foresters at the three-point line as well. Equal at the rebounds, steals in the advantage for the Cougars, and just 16 turnovers for the Foresters, which might have cost them the game in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, the stats are about equal, and that's what happens when it's only a 1 point win for one team. I mean, both teams were backing at it all day. Huntington got out, like Coach Platt said, to a very quick start, but got to tip your hat to Mount Vernon. They really clawed their way back in. They kept with that pressure defense and just ultimately hit their shots there at the end. And big three stepping up there from Medley as he knocked that down to give Mount Vernon a great ride back home.
And Medley, he finishes with top scoring honors of 17 points. Foresters, Tyler Alt had 13, Heinen with 12, and Wall with 11. Just, again, not a very high-scoring game. It was all about the ball of movement and the momentum, but the Cougars proving it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. As the great Jimmy V once said, it's not, don't give up. Don't ever give up. And the Cougars, that's exactly what they did today.
That is very true. Cougars just kept their heads up and really listened to their coach and got themselves right back in this ballgame to get themselves a good victory here against the 21st ranked Huntington University Foresters.
Well, the Foresters fall to 1-2 in the Crossroads League, 9-3 on the season. They'll be back in action next weekend and will be here with the Lady Foresters on the 13th. Thank you for tuning in today. Once again, Foresters with the loss today, 56-55. For everyone here at FDN Sports, Kelsey Cruz, our sideline reporter, my friend and partner Logan Hunt, our director Derek Zerker, and our camera crew. I'm Victor McCarty. Thank you and have a great week, and see you next time.